Bangladesh Islami Chhatra Shibir. This is one of the leading student organization in this country. Actually, during the nearly 16-year-long regime of Sheikh Hasina, this student organization was actually banned, and even the leaders and activists of this student body went through adverse courses, and even they were harassed, arrested everywhere. In most of the university campuses, the then ruling Awami League's student wing, Chhatra League, captured the workers and leaders of Islami Chhatra Shibir, and they tortured on them and then handed over to police, as if this is an organization that is totally banned. And through that discourse, Islami Chhatra Shibir went through, and now after the fall of Sheikh Hasina, the activities of this student organization has been flourished a lot, and this is a very different arrangement. Through this arrangement, Chhatra Shibir showing how during the regime of Sheikh Hasina, people were tortured in different torturing cells, especially Ayanagar or glass house. That is a very popular term in this country, and in that glass house, people were taken and kept years after years and tortured inhumanly. Just look here, we see that the nail of the captured people or detained people were pulling out, and they were shouting in a very inhuman way, and all the scenes are very horrific we see, and how people were put before the train line after killing. So all these being displayed here, and how the dead bodies were thrown inside the river. So people were tortured inhumanly.
জুলাই স্মৃতিকে জাগরুক রাখার জন্য বাংলাদেশ ইসলামী ছাত্র শিবির যে অত্যন্ত বুদ্ধিদীপ্ত একটি মেধাবী আয়োজন করেছে, এবং চমৎকার আয়োজনটি ঘুরে দেখে খুবই ভালো লেগেছে, এবং আমি এর জন্য বাংলাদেশ ইসলামী ছাত্র শিবিরকে এমন একটি চমৎকার আয়োজনের জন্য আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাতে চাই।
So everything has been displayed here so that people can have a concept about the inhuman torturing during the regime of Sheikh Hasina, and we see here people from different walks of life have come here, and they are watching this arrangement of Islami Chhatra Shibir.
সত্যি এটা ফ্যান্টাস্টিক। আমরা অন্যান্য ছাত্র সংগঠন থেকে এই ধরনের ক্রিয়েটিভ প্রদর্শনী ভবিষ্যতে প্রত্যাশা করি।
Let's see other arrangement in the other rooms here at the Teachers Student Center of Dhaka University. Let's go. Here we see many information hanged about the judicial killing of the leaders of Jamaat-e-Islami, Bangladesh's leading Islamic political party. We see here the comment of former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia, who told about the judicial killing in the name of crimes against humanity against Jamaat leaders. So there are so many documents, and who are responsible. This is the picture of former law minister and other, and there are some eyewitness. This is Shukuranjan Bali, an eyewitness who were forced to attend before the court with a false statement, but when he opposed to do that, he was forcefully abducted from in front of the International Crime Tribunal. That was a very significant incident during the trial process that is mentioned as judicial killing. And we see here a different type of arrangement and a picture. People are seeing those here. There are some also very interesting picture. For example, how Sheikh Hasina, the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, who is considered to be the fascist ruler of this country, who ruled the country for nearly 16 years and established a reign of terror, and how fled to India in the wake of mass uprising on August 5, 2024. She used a helicopter to flee to India, but here Chhatra Shibir used a picture showing how Sheikh Hasina are fleeing to India. So people are enthusiastically and eagerly watching all these pictures and arrangement.
এখানে এসে খুবই ভালো লাগছে কারণ আমি গত বছর এই টাইমে আমরা বাসায় ছিলাম সবকিছু আমরা দেখেছি আর এখানে এসে আমি আজ রিকল করতে পারছি
And here we see the brutality of police, how police tortured the opposition activists and political opponents during the reign of Sheikh Hasina. Here there are some such painting showing, and this is how the July uprising was done in 2024, and people uprising has been portrayed here through different painting. There are so many arrangements, so many painting showing the spirit of the July Revolution in 2024. And here are some pictures how after detention people were tortured by the law enforcers, how they were kept in the glass house, very small congested glass house years after years, how after killing the dead bodies were thrown into the river with a cement bag so that the dead body cannot come out, and how the detained people were shot, electric shot. So this is the picture of that, and how people were tortured in other ways. And there are so many pictures of different types of torturing. Here we see that the teeth being pulled out in torturing cell of law enforcers, how people are tortured in different way, different inhuman practices were done according to the paintings here, and how people were thrown before the train line after killing. And we also see different types of picture of torturing, and even female were not out of that torturing during the 16-year-long regime of Sheikh Hasina.
আমি চাই বৈষম্যহীন দুর্নীতিমুক্ত স্বজনপ্রীতিমুক্ত সোনার বাংলাদেশ দেখতে চাই যেখানে স্বজনপ্রীতি বা কোটার মাধ্যমে নয় মেধার মাধ্যমে যেন সবাই চাকরির সুযোগটা পায়
And this is the picture of the victory. August 5, 2024 was a very historic day for the people of Bangladesh. How after the fleeing Sheikh Hasina, how people came to the Gano Bhavan, the official residence of Sheikh Hasina, and people were celebrating the victory at that time, and they mentioned that as the second independence, as if the Bangladesh has been independent for the second time. And there are some pictures of that, and we see here Abu Said, that was a iconic figure in the July movement, because after the brutal murder of Abu Said, who opened his hands before the police, but from very close range, police shoot him, and he was died, and the whole movement turned into a very massive course after this brutal murder of Abu Said. So we see there are different types of picture, and even all sorts of people, including rickshaw puller, children, and people from different professions took part in that movement that is considered to be revolution by the protesters. Here we see some cartoon of Sheikh Hasina, who the protesters mentioned as fascist and autocrat. Before that, during the reign of Sheikh Hasina, and before that, there are some incidents of murders in this country. They also portrayed those pictures here, and people, we see all sorts of people are coming and watching this arrangement, this presentation here. We see different cohorts of and top people of Sheikh Hasina administration. Here we see the cartoon of Sheikh Hasina's son, Sojibo's Joy, sister, and Sheikh Hasina herself here also with some of her close cohorts and top of the cabinet. At that time we see police, IGP, Inspector of Police picture, Benazir, Home Minister, the then Foreign Minister, and other leaders. Here is some pictures of 2009 BDR mutiny, At the time, 57 top officials of Border Guard Bangladesh were brutally murdered during Sheikh Hasina's tenure. And unfortunately, the trial of that brutal murder has not been completed yet. So there are so many incidents of human rights violation during the tenure of Sheikh Hasina. And people of this country, they are now demanding fair trial of all those human rights violation and murder during the tenure of Sheikh Hasina. So we expect that this arrangement of Islami Chhatra Shibir will put a very strong impact on the people of this country, and huge number of people every day are coming here, and they are remembering those days after 1 year, and as if the July revolution or July uprising has come to them again after 1 year, and they are celebrating the anniversary of the fall of dictator in this country, and they're remembering the July revolution coming here in a different way.